Good morning. Here's your U.S. news briefing for Tuesday, August 11th. Trump hid in catering truck and secret plane swap over Iran threat, reports say. The U.S. president was moved from the old Air Force One to a military plane as he left a NATO summit in Turkey last month, U.S. media say. $200,000 worth of supplies donated to PB schools. Councils to get more powers to stop vape and betting shops, PM announces. Prime Minister Andy Burnham said town centers had been hollowed out by decades of decline. OpenAI reportedly completed a $7 billion employee tender offer. San Francisco's housing market is in trouble again. Biggest remaining NBA free agents, why these 9 players are still on the market. Jalen Duren, James Harden and others remain in flux as the 2026-27 season draws closer. George MacKay, Louisa Harland, Nathalie Emmanuel and Eric Kofi Abrefa joined the Animals from Supercell star Calvin Demba, exclusive. Calvin Demba, the British actor, writer and director best known on screen for the Netflix hit and #8220, Supercell and #8221, has lined up an impressive cast list for his second short film Behind the Camera, and #8220, The Animals, and #8221, George MacKay, and #8220, Rose of Nevada, and #8221, and #8220, Sense and Sensibility and #8221 Winky Face stars alongside Louisa Harland, and #8220, Renegade Nell, and #8221, and #8220, Dairy Girls and #8221 Winky Face, Nathalie Emmanuel, and #8220, Game of Thrones, and #8221, and #8230. Stel Copenhagen Spring 2027. Ousted Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad sentenced to death in absentia. The ex-president is convicted of committing war crimes and crimes against humanity during the country's civil war. Family throws surprise birthday party at Eagles tailgate for Vietnam vet. Mars bar from 1991 found, and it's 56% bigger than today's. The woman who found the chocolate bar during a house clearance compares it with today's Mars bars. As AI-led attacks multiply, OpenAI launches a new cyber model. OpenAI is expanding its AI cybersecurity defense program Daybreak, and rolling out a new cyber-trained AI model with it. Spurs offseason recap and early season preview, how much better are Wemby and company? What will Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs do for an encore? We're looking back at the offseason and taking an early look at the 2026-27 season. RTL Group posts 3.9% revenue rise as streaming side grows, though Fremantle continues to suffer. European media conglomerate RTL Group on Tuesday posted first-half figures showing strong growth in streaming, with revenue up 3.9% to €2.9 billion, $3.3 billion, while revenues from its linear TV side and its Fremantle content business were down. The acquisition of pay-TV operation Sky Deutschland from Comcast in June has also increased the group and #8217's revenue base. Akiko Aoki Tokyo Spring 2027. Russia using North Korean missiles to strike Ukraine, Zelensky says. Ukraine's president says strikes in Zaporizhia, which killed at least 6 and injured 19, involved ballistic missiles from Russia's ally. Alabama holds second primary Tuesday, leading to confusion, concerns about low turnout. After Alabama redrew its congressional maps in May, voters in several districts saw their primaries pushed to August. Now, it's time to vote and there are concerns confusion will dampen voter turnout. More than 10 firms pay up to $100,000 a month for fast access to Truth Social posts. Trump Media expects the controversial service, which launched this month, to provide a new revenue stream, as it posts a quarterly loss. Jeff Bezos might finally get his hands on a sports team. Jeff Bezos is reportedly close to buying his first stake in a sports team, the UK's famed Liverpool Football Club. Trump warns against replacing FIFA chief Infantino. President Donald Trump said in a social media post Monday that ousting FIFA president Gianni Infantino would be a terrible mistake. House of the Dragon star Fabian Frankel joins short film Love Unlimited, exclusive. Fabian Frankel, currently seen on screens as the dashing, honor-obsessed knight Sir Kristen Cole in and #8220, House of the Dragon, and #8221, is ready to take on a very different role. The British actor is set to star in and #8220, Love Unlimited, and #8221, the debut short drama from actor Olivier Huband, and #8220, A Discovery of Witches, and #8221, and #8220, Becoming Elizabeth and #8221 Winky Face. Pisces Daily Horoscope. February 19th to March 20th. Wall Street giants hand Nvidia $500 billion to fund boom in AI projects. The money will be used to develop new data centers to house, operate, and cool miles of stacked computer chips that process AI data and actions. In Minnesota and Wisconsin, competitive primaries will again test power of progressive candidates. A week after the Michigan primary, tests of progressive power will play out in the Midwest, raising questions of whether far-left candidates can win come November or if the GOP can pick up moderates. I started in my 20s and made £8,000, why women are often better investors than men. Women can make higher returns but only about a quarter of UK women have investments, compared with about 40% of men. Now Rippling is countersuing tiny startup Runlayer. This lawsuit follows one filed last month by Runlayer that accused Rippling of stealing its product ideas. It's a seller and buyer beware market warning. Sources: Cowboys, Williams reach $105.9 million deal. The Cowboys and star defensive tackle Quinnen Williams have agreed to terms on a 3-year, $105.9 million extension to make him one of the highest-paid defensive linemen in the NFL, sources told NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. RTL boss Clement Schwebig on the hybrid future of European TV: scale is essential. As RTL doubles down on streaming and consolidation, its CEO makes the case for a hybrid TV model and why Europe's broadcasters need to get bigger to compete with Netflix, Amazon and the tech giants. Exemplar Luxury Group is ready to win back brands and VIX. CEO Jeffrey Van Raemdonk hosted a party in the Hamptons for important customers and partners across the group's 3 retailers. It's an effort to reintroduce themselves to the industry. Pakistan-administered Kashmir holds elections amid calls for a boycott. Kashmir, the disputed region at the center of the rivalry between Pakistan and India, is now holding elections amid demands for better representation and calls for a boycott. The school year begins in LA with one big change: limited screen time. As educators in the nation's second-largest district prepare for the new limits on classroom screen time, some teachers say it will be a difficult adjustment. NVIDIA lines up $500 billion in financing as CEO Jensen Huang tells CNBC his chips are investable asset. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang argued that because its hardware is broadly adopted, flexible and transferable, lenders can underwrite compute as revenue-generating. Ars Live, Ross Scott discusses the Stop Killing Games movement. Our discussion takes place live on August 11th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Greek team pursuing Jokic, made serious offer. The owner of Panathinaikos Basketball Club in Athens, Greece, says he tried to buy Nikola Jokic out of his NBA contract for next season and believes he can sign the 3-time MVP when he becomes a free agent next summer. The end of Oak Street, first reactions. David Robert Mitchell's sci-fi survival feature, starring Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, hits theaters on August 14th. India's Gen Z is rewriting the luxury playbook. A generation that has found its voice is now reshaping India's luxury market. Libyan authorities battle big blaze at major oil refinery. Monday's drone strike on the Zawiya refinery was the third such incident in 2 days. Team works to identify World War II soldier who died in Alaskan plane crash. In Sitka, Alaska, a Defense Department team has exhumed the remains of an unidentified World War II soldier, in hopes of identification and reburial in a place of his family's choosing. Boeing sells eVTOL subsidiaries, takes stake in Archer. Boeing is selling 3 of its subsidiaries to Archer Aviation in exchange for a stake in the eVTOL startup. With new open models, Meta pitches another reboot of its struggling AI strategy. Meta has been trailing competitors. Zuckerberg thinks he's found a way forward. McDonald confirms Seattle's interest in CB Arnold. Seahawks coach Mike McDonald said Monday the team has interest in signing Terrion Arnold after meeting with the embattled free agent cornerback over the weekend. Pacifiction director Albert Serra on his new film, 16 Moments of My Life and Why He'd Love to Have Directed Elvis Presley. Don't call Albert Serra's new film, Six Moments de Ma Vie, 16 Moments of My Life, a concert film. Premiering out of competition at the Locarno Film Festival, the film documents a one-off performance by screen legend Ingrid Caven at the Théâtre de Bouffes du Nord in Paris. 10 anti-inflammatory foods to eat regularly, according to experts. A handful of scientifically proven benefits will make you hungry for these anti-inflammatory foods. Australia PM under fire for remarks on Japanese counterparts' melon gifts. An ex-Japanese envoy said the sexist comments betrayed the close bond between the countries. American Medical Association criticizes Trump executive order on childhood vaccine schedule. The president of the American Medical Association on Monday said President Trump's new recommendations on childhood immunizations put children's health at risk, joining the chorus of medical experts criticizing the executive order. Vaccines are among the most thoroughly studied, effective tools we have to protect children from serious vaccine-preventable diseases, Dr. Willie Underwood III said. That's your briefing for today. Have a great day.